Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Basketball PH podcast. Enjoy the show.
Fantasy Basketball PH. Put your money where your mouth is. At ibang talakayan kaya tara halika. Fantasy Basketball PH ang Fantasy Basketball PH. Ang numero unong basketball patasya ng Pinas. Fantasy Basketball PH. Dito mapag-uusapan mga ballers na likas. Fantasy Basketball PH. Put your money where your mouth is. Iba't ibang talakayan kaya tara halika. Fantasy Basketball PH ang bida. Ang bahina na ito'y magsisilbing daungan sa mga hilig na ang basketball ay mapag-usapan. Kasama si Papi Roy, madami kang matututunan gaya ng strategy, analysis sa kaganapan. Pag-uusapan ang DFS, roto head to head, buy low, sell high, add, draft and trade, magic bunot at iba pang transaction sa laro. Lahat dito'y tatalakayin kaya wag na lumayo. Bida dito yung mga player na magaling kumamada, mala Nikola Jokic at Victor Wembanyama. Yung mga hustle na player like Russell and Dillon at iba pa ay dito natin pwedeng makasyon. Let's talk about NPBL, UAAP and PBA together with NCAA and NBA. At sa lahat ng mga nangungopya ka ng literal, sa aking mga content di rin kayo magtatagal.
Yo, welcome to the Fantasy Basketball PH podcast. This is your host, NBA Fantasy Papi Roy. Ang Fantasy Basketball PH, of course, ang numero unong fantasy basketball podcast dito sa Pinas, your Filipino brand of fantasy basketball. Grabe, nagkabali-baliktad. Anyways, so napansin nyo, hindi tayo masyado nag-post at hindi tayo nakapag-record kagabi kasi pinag-isipan ko kung paano ko i-reschedule yung mga bagay-bagay para magawa natin consistently. Medyo, alanganin talaga. Kumbaga tinatry kong pilitin na bibigay agad yung content bago at pagkatapos tong games. Kasi hindi ubre hindi pala kaya. I tried mga paps. So ito na lang ang gagawin natin para naman magawa natin consistently. Plano ko, magkakaroon tayo ng early morning, which is ngayon, early morning na pod. Quick lang to. Quick preview dun sa mga games or upcoming games. So yung mga usual na pre-game na pre-game na post. Papalitan ko na nito para minsan kasi mas mahirap yung mag-compose and all kesa dun sa recta ko na lang sasabihin via audio or via video yung mga thoughts natin. So that's one. So yun ang gagawin natin. So moving forward, ito yung ito na yung parang template pero i-improve pa natin yan. And then next one is late night na talaga yung review. And I think hindi ko na re-reviewin like per score para hindi siya dragging. Kasi baka dragging na minsan mahaba. Feeling ko magiging paulit-ulit naman din yung ibang mga aspeto noon. So I'm gonna choose like notable na players para sulit pa rin yung pag-check nyo even though it's late na. Para kumbaga summarize na talaga siya, yung main points na lang. Okay? So feeling ko yun na yung gagawin natin. So umpisahan na natin yung bago nating segment or episode. So ito pre-game analysis and projection. Soon enough, isasama na rin natin dito yung DFS. Pero for now, season long muna yung babanatan natin. Okay? Sige. So, tirahin na natin to mga paps. Shoutout pala doon sa mga followers natin saka sa mga supporters. Hopefully matuwa kayo dito sa bago natin gagawin. Para pagpasok nyo ng mga trabaho or actually sa mga work from home habang trabaho kayo, medyo meron kayong sa sound tripin. Magsawa na kayo dun sa boses ng mga international. Tagalog yung pakinggan natin para solid. Okay, so meron tayong 4 games. Teka, double check natin. Saan ang balikat ko? Double check natin. Alam ko meron tayong 4 games later. Tama, 4 games yan. Mag-start ng 7:30 a.m. Dalawang games. Tapos yung isa alas 9, isa alas 10. So yung mga 7:30 a.m. na games natin. Ito yon. So unahin natin Dallas Mavericks sa Minnesota Timberwolves. So currently, Minnesota Timberwolves ay over under 220. Tapos -5 ang Minnesota. So Minnesota pa yung no? Yung liyabado dito. Uh, Feeling ko dahil to sa back-to-back ang games ng Dallas. Ayan. Okay. Tama. Back-to-back nga ang games ng Dallas. So, baka may uupo. Pero so far, nung chinek ko, hindi naman. Wala pa namang uupo sa Dallas. Wala namang up. Tumatahol yung ano namin, doggy-doggy. Anyways, puntahan natin dito sa Denver Nuggets at Brooklyn Nets muna. So, at I think back-to-back din ang Denver, no? May laro kahapon ng Denver eh. Oo, may laro kahapon against nag-scuffle pa si Barnes sa si Aaron Gordon. Ayan, okay. So, currently, ang Denver Nuggets sa Brooklyn Nets pala. Mali yung binasa kong over-under sa odds. So, ang over-under odds natin, for Denver and Brooklyn, over-under is 218.5. Pagkatapos, liamado ang Brooklyn. Ang Denver pala. Denver minus. Okay. So, ayan, tingnan natin dito. Ito pala, sa nakikita sa mga nasa video, parang mga leading players lang to, para may guide. Baka mamaya may kalagkitan ako eh. So, ang notable talaga dito, bukod sa back-to-back ang Denver, and so far, probable na ata to si Jamal Murray. Tama, probable na si Jamal Murray. So, someone to watch out. Of course, kapag hindi nakapaglaro si Jamal Murray, tingnan natin yung full minutes and starting role ni Russell Westbrook kung magmamatter siya. Pero I think it's gonna be more on Christian Braun in terms of yung stat-wise sa fantasy. Si Russell Westbrook pwede din naman. So, increase in assists, in scoring. Iniisip ko lang kasi, depende siguro dun sa matchup since kasama nila yung Brooklyn. Baka mas, alam mo yun, mas i-allow nila to get some usage itong si Christian Braun if matambakan agad nila itong Brooklyn Nets. Kaso, nahirapan nga sila sa Toronto Raptors. Eh. So, those are the names that I would watch, Russell Westbrook and Christian Braun, kung hindi makapaglaro si Jamal Murray. If makakapaglaro naman si Jamal Murray, then it's as usual naman kung paano natin i-assess yung rotation nila. I think wala naman siguro dapat i-highlight dito sa Denver Nuggets. Yun lang eh, yung nakikita ko eh. Kapag hindi nakapaglaro si Jamal Murray. Christian Braun is doing a good job. Kita nyo naman dito siya yung uh, league team leader pala, rather, sa blocks. So he's been getting good defensive stats. Shooting na lang ang kulang para kay Christian Braun. So Christian Braun and Russell Westbrook ang to watch out dito. For Brooklyn, siguro ang to watch out dito is, for me, is si Nick Claxton. Kasi back-to-back to eh. Start to ng back-to-back. So let's see kung hindi agad maglalaro si Nick Claxton, either today or tomorrow. So subaybayan natin yan. Wala pang balita sa ngayon. And if that happens, it's gonna allow yung ating favorite na flyer or upside pick sa dulo, si Noah Clowney. So si Noah Clowney na hindi pa nabibigyan ng enough time to really showcase yung kanyang upside. Pero last time, nakatatlong tres ata siya and getting more consistent and paunti-unti bigger minutes. So this could be a good momentum starter if ipapahinga si Nick Claxton. Pero on the other hand, kung hindi naman ipapahinga si Nick Claxton naman ang i-monitor natin. I think he might end up getting more minutes kasi ramping up na siya. So, ayun, yun yung double check natin dito sa Brooklyn Nets. Other than that, straightforward pa din. In terms of matchup siguro, of course lamang ang Denver Nuggets. Let's see how would Christian Braun hold itong scorer ng kabila na si Cam Thomas. Oh, by the way, hindi din pala maglalaro si Ben Simmons. So, sino pa bang nasa lineup na guard ng ng tawag dito? Brooklyn. Pero siguro baka si Wilson lang din yan, saka si Noah Clowney. So, lumalabas maganda yung position ni Noah Clowney at least for this game. Actually, for this week eh. Kasi si Noah Clowney or ang Brooklyn Nets merong 4 games and back-to-back nga yung umpisa. And if there's a chance na umupo si Nick Claxton tapos umupo na si Ben Simmons, then it allows minutes for other players. Na I think Noah Clowney is one of those players na pwedeng karon ng bump into usage and minutes. So match-up wise, Christian Braun versus Cam Thomas, that's someone or something to look forward. I also like yung kung wala si Jamal Murray, actually kahit ano si Jamal Murray, gusto ko yung matchup nung old, hindi naman feud eh, Pero in terms of long yung dynamics, maganda yung matchup ni Dennis Schroeder sa ni Russell Westbrook. Dennis Schroeder has been playing well, leading this team in assist, and nitong nakaraan nagwalwal din to ha. May tres, may scoring. So he actually trumps Ben Simmons itong si Dennis Schroeder. Yun yung concern ko kay Dennis Schroeder before, kaya medyo iffy ako kasi it can go either way eh. Baka pag sobrang healthy si Ben Simmons, biglang mas mataas yung minutes niya. Bababa yung value ni Dennis Schroeder. So you're actually waiting for a trade. Actually, it's still the same. You're actually waiting for a trade. Pero this time, mas naman yung usage saka yung minutes ni Dennis Schroeder. So props dun sa mga nakapag-draft sa dulo ng Dennis Schroeder. Medyo nagagatasan natin. Ang concern ko lang talaga dyan by trade deadline if he's still gonna be with the team. Wala naman akong nakikitang ditong kakaiba or something na unique and notable. Pag tinignan natin yung trend in terms of averages, halos pareha sila. One good reason is nagtatatalo kasi yung Denver. Tapos nahirapan pa sila over overtime kay Toronto Raptors. It just shows yung difference and transition from the Bruce Brown KCP to Christian Brown up to yung pag-insert sa mix ni Russell Westbrook. Brooklyn on the other side, they're trying to really, make something out of this year. Pero umpisa pa kasi ng season, kaya nakikitaan ko sila ng gilas at saka urge to at least play better. Kasi mukhang hindi din naman sila mananalo. If they play better, di sila mananalo ng madami. But soon enough, makita nyo nagtatank na talaga to ng malupit itong Brooklyn Nets. Next game, Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sabi ko nga kanina, liyamado ang Minnesota -5. Over-under is 220. Um, may, isasama ba natin yung odds dito? Pero on a quick look, syempre, I think solid yung Denver -5. It might seem na alanganin ng Denver, tapos nagtatatalo, tapos nadikitan ng Toronto. But Denver still Denver. If Jokic plays, I like yung Denver -5. Itong Dallas and Minnesota -5. Interesting. Uh, Nanlimado ang Minnesota dahil back-to-back ang Dallas. So if everyone's healthy, mukhang gusto ko din yung Dallas dito sa ano na to, sa spread na to. Okay. Names and updates dito sa dalawang team na to. Wala pa naman ako nakikitang injured or kung ano man. So they'll probably play in a 100% healthy lineup. So unless may nalilimutan ako dito, no. Last time na nagharap to playoffs. And this time iba na yung dynamics ng Minnesota. You have Julius Randle, and then you have Dante DiVincenzo. At ang Dallas naman ay merong Klay Thompson. So, it's going to be interesting kung paano nila i-manage yung matchups na to. Before, talagang nakikipaghabulan lang to si Anthony Edwards kay Kyrie Irving. So, tingnan natin kung ganun pa rin yung matchups. Kasi, meron na silang Dante DiVincenzo na could actually be that defender tatauhin itong si Kyrie Irving to make Anthony Edwards life easier, di ba? On the other hand, si Jaden McDaniels usually guards yung best player ng kalaban. He's gonna cover Luka and maybe shift to Kyrie. Ang catch lang dyan kasi meron ka ng Klay Thompson eh. Wherein this is a better shooter than uh, DJJ last year. So, paano kaya mag-a-adjust itong Minnesota Timberwolves, especially that itong si Karl Anthony Towns now shifted to Julius Randle. Not saying na si Karl Anthony Towns is way better defender than Julius Randle. Pero technically he is. He is. So, yun yung kagandahan dito, bagong team, bagong pieces. So that's maybe the reason why itong Minnesota ang liyamado dito bukod sa back-to-back. But I'm looking at Dallas and they can actually, you know, pull this off. Pero hindi naman kasi ads yung ano natin dito, yung main focus. So sa fantasy, wala naman ako dito nakikitang magic bonut. Um, Depende talaga yan eh kung sino maglalaro eh. So it's about really checking out and monitoring yung updates. Monitor lang din kasi siguro natin si Mike Conley. Mike Conley played better in his last game, pero obvious talaga yung impact. Hindi na talaga naglalaro si Dillingham pagkatapos na-impactan din talaga yung playmaking chores nito ni Mike Conley. Though in that game, kung maganda yung performance ni Mike Conley, si Dante DiVincenzo naman yung hindi masyado. So maybe this could be a good um, game for Dante DiVincenzo to start and create a momentum na gumanda yung trend ng stats niya. So hopefully ganun nga dahil in the past sakto lang eh. Parang wala pa yung madaming steals, hindi pa bumebengge ng madaming tres. So dadating at dadating din yan. That goes as well with Klay Thompson. Pero since Minnesota is a better defensive team over other teams that they recently faced. So I guess it's going to be also a challenge kay Klay Thompson. But yun yung dynamics yan eh. He will definitely attract and pull defense that could actually allow Luka and Kyrie to score more. And vice versa. Kasi syempre, si Luka, magnet din to ng depensa. So now, how I see things is it's very favorable to Klay Thompson. Thompson's value just because of yung dynamics nilang tatlo. Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively versus Rudy Gobert. eh, something to watch out. Nawawala na yung masyado yung blocks ni Derek Lively, no? Pero maganda yung assist niya. Yun lang yung catch talaga dun eh. Hindi na consistent yung blocks. Dan Gafford on the other hand, yun talaga yung napoprovide niya. Julius Randle, sino bang defender ng Dallas? Yeah. Mahihirapan din talaga yung Dallas basta-basta doon sa mga scorers ng Minnesota. Interesting matchup. Wala pang di ko gusto yung Magic bunot dito. So lumalabas as of the moment ang Magic bunot pa natin so far is going to be Russell Westbrook siguro and Noah Clowney. Just na pag-usapan natin kanina. Sacramento Kings and Utah Jazz. Ito maglalaro to ng anong oras ba maglalaro to? Ito ata ay alas 9. So, sa Sacramento Kings versus Utah, Sacramento -7. Over-under is 235.5. So, daanan natin ng konti yung gruesome injury ni Taylor Hendricks. So, hindi tayo nakagawa ng episode kagabi. For me, yung injury niya is going to impact younger players and then John Collins. So, younger players na forward is si Kyle Filipowski, si Cody Williams, saka si Bryce Sensabaugh. Pagkatapos, John Collins, alam naman natin na backup yun. So, doon sa mga nakakuha ng John Collins yan, this is could trigger a good run. Pero, hindi din natin basta-basta masasabi. Kasi, Bryce Sensabaugh, na-extend din nila yan and they actually include Sensabaugh in the rotation even before yung mga rookies eh. So that's in terms of being a glow guy katulad ni Taylor Hendricks. Samantalang ito namang si Cody Williams, ang ma-offer naman niya is yung scoring niya. Though yung frame kasi niya solid din sana sa defense eh. Kaso yun nga, role-wise mukhang sa scoring siya. Mas interesado ako kay Kyle Filipowski kasi medyo fantasy friendly yung game niya eh. Si Williams, not sure. Ben Sensible, may lang. So feeling ko pinaka-higher upside or highest upside among the three is going to be the nanny boy, Kyle Filipowski. So watch out sa deeper leagues. Posible na yung minutes makuha agad ni Sensible or makuha lahat ni John Collins which I doubt. So feeling ko may mag-spill over pa rin kay Sensible and possibly Kyle Filipowski and Cody Williams. Out of the three, again, even though lamang si Cody Williams saka si Sensible in terms of ay baka ito yung mas unang gamitin. Mas gusto ko pa rin si Kyle Filipowski just because of his fantasy game. So, okay na Magic bunot either of the three. Pero parang feeling ko as of the moment, mas sure yung Noah Clowney or Russell Westbrook. Just in case hindi maglaro si Jamal Murray. Dito sa Sacramento Kings naman, on a streak si Kevin Herter, injured siya nung umpisa. Naalala ko, pinagtatago ko pa to sa IL Plus ko eh. Kaso na-drop ko din siya, gawa nung first game na parang sinukat ko agad ano yung mga rules na sabi ko, ay baka umpisa lang to, tapos ite-take over pa rin ni Keon Ellis. Kaso hindi si Kevin Herter pala yung nag-take over. So, yung madami kong Kevin Herter na tago sana, nabawasan dahil hindi ako masyado nagtiwala. Anyways, So Kevin Herter, tingnan natin kung makakapaglaro back-to-back kasi galing pa lang siya sa injury. If not, so this is an opportunity for Malik Monk to actually deliver. Nagde-deliver naman siya pero to deliver bigger output. And then that goes as well with Keegan Murray who had very mediocre game nung nakaraan. Wala naman ako nakikita sa front court na changes. Interesting yung Walker Kessler versus Domantas Sabonis. Um, DeMar DeRozan, ganun pa rin naman. Laurie Markkinen, ganun pa din. Wala masyadong changes sa iba. Maybe Keontae George hopefully mag-trend up na siya. Ako personally, I'm expecting a lot from Keontae in his second season. And let's see if this is a good momentum starter. Meron pa ba akong na-miss? I think yun lang naman dito sa dalawang teams na to. Next up, New Orleans Pelicans versus the Golden State Warriors. So, New Orleans Pelicans ay liyamado ng minus 1.5 and over-under is 217. Obvious naman kung sinong wala dito sa Golden State Warriors. So si Stephen Curry hindi maglalaro. So ngayon natin makikita yung magiging um, rotation ng Golden State Warriors. Medyo malalim din talaga tong Golden State eh. So I'm expecting role-wise, most likely it's going to be itong si Bradin Podziemski. So si Pods. And then hindi din daw maglalaro si uh, questionable na si tawag dito Andrew Wiggins. Supposedly siya yung bet ko na solid na usage ka. So may iniinda pa to si Andrew Wiggins. Meaning this is gonna allow yung kanilang supposedly second best player na si Jonathan Kuminga. So let's see if Jonathan Kuminga finally breaks out. Pero I'm expecting better things from him specifically in this game dahil wala si Stephen Curry. Wala pang fixed update kay Stephen Curry or baka hindi ko pa nababasa pero I think sabi lang nila several games. So let's see kung gaano kadami several games na yun. So dahil walang Andrew Wiggins, walang Stephen Curry, napag-usapan natin yung posibleng makakuha ng usage and role. Kaso there's more beyond that dahil wala kang shooter at wala kang scorer. Mababago din yung type of play nila eh. So I'm expecting they maybe need more Buddy Hield on the floor. So Buddy Hield is going to come in handy dito sa game na to. Let's see kung in terms of facilitation kung kailangan nila ng more minutes and more game driven by Draymond Green and Slow-Mo. So baka magkakaroon ng bump doon in minutes and most likely assist. Yun, other than that, feeling ko doon lang umiikot yun eh. Which also actually is gonna impact the Anthony Melton kasi nagkaroon ng opening eh. Nawala pa hindi pa maglalaro si Wiggins. So, Melton could be sneaky dito sa mga to. Kasi alam naman natin, pagdating naman sa fantasy friendliness ng game, si Melton trumps maybe si Pods, feeling ko per 36 ano pa rin ako, the Anthony Melton ako just because of his ability to defend. So mas maganda yung magiging stat niya. But arguably Pods and the Anthony Melton has better fantasy game over Kuminga and over Buddy Hield. But then again, it doesn't matter. In reality, malamang Kuminga, Buddy Hield, saka si Pods yung makakuha ng minutes na yan. New Orleans Pelicans side, abangan natin si Yves Missi, hopefully mas makakuha siya ng minutes kasi itong Pelicans could actually rely more on maybe a bigger lineup. Hindi ko pala nabanggit kanina, nagiging kapaki-pakinabang si Kevon Looney. So in deeper leagues, solid na at si Kevon Looney. So if someone like Kevon Looney plays more minutes, then they might end up needing someone like Yves Missi to play more minutes. Well, okay lang naman si Daniel Tyus, pero I just felt na si Missy kasi he is not only he isn't only available to guard or defend yung mga faster and agile. Kaya din naman nila yung katulad ng big man ni Kevon Looney. But let's see. So far, laging nananalo per minute itong si Yves Missi over Daniel Tyus. Kaso hindi pa ganun kalaki yung difference. So yun yung hinihintay natin eh. Yung bigger swing. Ano pa ba meron sa Pelicans? Jordan Hawkins. So, doon sa mga nagdi-DFS dyan, feeling ko solid yon. Yung Jordan Hawkins, solid pick. Jonathan Kuminga is a solid pick. Who else? Hindi ko masyado ire-rely upon yung DeAnthony Melton, though in reality is enticing. Bad Hill, definitely. Makakakuha ng additional yan. Sa New Orleans Pelicans naman, Jordan Hawkins nga, nabanggit ko kanina. And, um, not sure kung meron pa bang pwedeng idagdag doon unless may hindi maglaro. Yung ano nila kasi yung rotation nila umiikot lang talaga mainly doon sa starters nila, which is yun nga sina si Jim McCollum, si Brandon Ingram saka si Zion Williamson. I'm expecting na makakabawi sa Zion Williamson kasi hindi kaganda yung laro niya last time. So those are the stuff that I would like to share. Meron pa ba tayong nalimutan? Feeling ko wala naman na. Moses Moody, kung may magtatanong, deeper leagues pwede, pero nasasapawan siya ng mga iba pang rotation players ng ano ng Golden State Warriors. Dito naman sa Pelicans, sino pa ba? Kung meron nun akong pwedeng ilagay or idagdag, baka si Jose Alvarado if you needed steals, lalo sa season long. So, pwede nyo stream yan. Pero kung DFS, hindi ako interested kay Jose Alvarado. Ayun, Jordan Hawkins talaga, feeling ko yung best bet dito considering the price eh. And baka yung iba din yung mga players na piliin and mas magiging available for tawag dito, kung point of comparison nitong si Jordan Hawkins. Okay. So I guess that's it. Wala na naman tayong ibang inaabangan dito. Ano ba yung mga recent na news? Nag-retire na daw si Rudy Gay. So shoutout kay Rudy Gay. Ex-Spurs din yan. Whoever plays for the Spurs will always stay a Spur. Kaya shoutout kay Papi Rudy Gay. Nag-ano na rin siya. Humayo na. At tawag dito. At magpapahinga muna sa pagre-retire. Uy, okay. So, hindi maglalaro si Dyson Daniels on Wednesday. Wow, wow. Sa mga Dyson Daniels owners dyan, ruled out siya. Tapos questionable bigla si DeAndre Hunter. So, let's see. I'm expecting bigger things from Zachary Risache while wala si Bogdan, wala si Dyson Daniels. And then, let's see if paglalaro si DeAndre Hunter. Marami na ditong update. Questionable si Angelo Russell. Tapos probable si Austin Reeves. Grabe. Yung mga ina-expect natin. Ano, nagbiro eh. Tawag dito, si Lebron eh. Maglalaro daw siya ng 82 games. So, tingnan natin. Another update, Sixers find 100K for public statements amount Joel Embiid. So, ayun. Okay lang yan, yung mga fine-fine na yan. Wala, nag-commit na talaga tong Sixers eh. So, wala na silang magagawa dyan. Pero, if they can load manage Joel Embiid like how Nick Nurse load manage Kawhi Leonard, expecting that they are almost sure at least in the playoffs. So, feeling ko ganun yung mangyayari yan. Well, generally a bad thing for us since uh, tayo mga fantasy basketball GMs nakaabang tayo sa mga changes and monitoring eh. So depende kung meron ka or walang stocks ng mga yan. It could be bad or it could be good. Nawala ako sa train of thought ko doon. Jalen Smith questionable din sa Wednesday. Magwawalwal si Vooch kung hindi man. So, ang next backup dyan is Philip. Saka sino pa bang meron pa bang big man ng ang Chicago Bulls. Yun lang yung nadagdag. Hindi pa sure na wala. Ayun, Andrew Wiggins, ano na pa talaga. Legit na out um, wala sa injury list si Franz Wagner on Wednesday. Ruled out na on Wednesday si Scotty Barnes. Sina Paul George na Embiid, wala, rule out na rin naman talaga yan eh. Yun, wala naman. Wala nang iba pang update. Meron pa, magkakaroon pa to. So abang-abangan nyo lang. We still have 2 hours before the start of the first game bout between Brooklyn Nets and Denver Nuggets sa Minnesota versus Dallas. Ait. Okay, maraming salamat. Feeling ko mas magiging fruitful tong episode na to kapag we're talking about DFS na. Kasi yung DFS naman siya sa season long, parang yun na rin yung stream team nyo eh. So, yun idadagdag natin soon enough. And we are about to seal a deal to partner with an organization or a group that actually handles DFS para matulungan natin sila to yung mga players nila to actually choose and get some magic bunot na usually ginagawa na rin naman natin. So, ngayon at least, ano na siya, focused na for a specific league and specific format which is DFS. Ayan, ayos. So mamayang gabi, late night naman tayo magre-review. Mga notables na lang yon. So basically, mga ups and downs, player per day. Pero as of the moment, ito muna tayo sa pre-game. Maraming maraming salamat mga paps sa mga sumusuporta. If you haven't really subscribed to our media platforms, available tayo sa Facebook, Fantasy Basketball PH, available din tayo sa Instagram, and gagawa na rin ako ng TikTok pero hindi tayo active doon. Sunod sa Facebook, Twitter or X, NBA Fantasy Papi. And then, of course, yung YouTube natin, check out nyo rin kasi ilalabas natin to doon. Spotify and other audio outlet, meron din ang Fantasy Basketball PH dyan. Ay, tight. Okay, maraming maraming salamat mga papi. Good morning. At mamaya ulit. Kasi baliktad tayo ng tulog eh. So pagkagising ko, ipe-prepare agad natin. Susundot-sundotan na lang natin ang mga post para may mga updates tayo. Pero eto na to everyday. So everyday, almost every day. I can't commit every day pala. Baka pag weekend pahinga tayo. Pero let's try na yung at least yung working days natin, Monday to Friday. Every morning gagawin natin to. Let's also try every Saturday and Sunday pero I can't commit. Unless, baka naman, doon sa magiging partner natin dyan. Siyempre, iba na yung pag may motivation tayo, may reason tayo to wake up. Give me reason and then I'm gonna do that. And then pag gabi naman, late night review na lang tayo. Tapos yung weekly reviews natin, nilalabas natin every weekend. Ay, okay. Post ko na lang yun, yung schedule natin na bago. Matagal kong pinag-isipan yun eh. Depende doon sa schedule natin. Sa schedule ko pala sa actual work ko. Pero feeling ko naman mukhang okay. So ipopost na natin. Magkakaroon pa tayo ng additional episode. So, na-delay yung dalawang episode ko. Gagawin ko later. Episode about updates doon sa PH versus the world. And then, update and episode then to talk about and explain paano ba mag-set up no war games na format natin, which is a team head-to-head format that is being played at Yahoo. So, yun yung abangan yung lalabas. Ay, tight. Okay. Maraming maraming salamat mga papi. Always choose peace. Bye-bye.